Hey guys, SuperHorrorBro Mike here, and in today's video we explore the creepy story of a once popular fictional kids TV show, Mint Hints, and the tragedy that befell both its cast and crew, leading to an adventure filled with ghostly hauntings and behind the scenes treachery. This is the story of episodic horror game Mint Hints, so sit back, relax, and let's dive down this rabbit hole together. Mint Hints is an episodic horror game, and currently just 2 chapters have released, so this video will focus on explaining the story so far. Chapter 1 begins with a short clip from one of Mint Hints' episodes.
Welcome back to Mint Hints, everyone. I'm your host, Grant, and today I'm here with Sprinkles the Cupcake because we're having a party. Look, everyone, it's Mint. Do you have something you want to say, Mint? What's that? Your friend Fuchsia's coming to the party? Well, that's awesome! That must be him. Let's go let Fuchsia in, guys.
As you can see, Mint Hints was aimed as an educational learning program for young children, and its host was a man named Grant, who teamed up with a group of animated foxy companions. These foxes are named Mint, Fuchsia, Cream, and Lilac. A selection of other characters also appear on the show, such as this cupcake named Sprinkles, and we'll meet these in due course as we explore the game world. After the clip ends, we find ourselves on the set of Mint Hints, stepping into the shoes of a, for now, unnamed protagonist. Sprinkles the cupcake awaits our arrival, and explains that we've been asleep for some time.
You're finally awake! I'm so happy to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. Speaking of which, you may be wondering how you got here. Let's just say you're one heavy sleeper.
She goes on to explain that we were the old showrunner, and are now invited to a party with the rest of the cast, so we head on inside the house at the top of the hill. As we follow Sprinkles, she informs us that since we left, a new showrunner took our place and really shook things up. From a newspaper article discovered within the house, we learn that during 2006, Mint Hints underwent a change in management, with a man named Alistair Crumb taking over showrunner duties and reshaping the direction of the show. Alistair Crumb originally came from a background in robotics engineering, an unconventional hire to run a children's TV show. Alistair promised that his experience in animatronics would herald an exciting new direction for the Mint Hints show. However, this change was kept under wraps to avoid potential controversy. As soon as we step into the house, we begin meeting some of the other cast members. These include a doormat named Matt, a toaster named Toasty, a bathtub named Tubby, a knife named Stabby, a dryer named Mr. Dryer, and a washing machine named Mrs. Washer. While they appear on the surface to be cute and innocent, each of these characters has a dark secret to share. Toasty, for example, asks a rather unsettling question.
You're not here to put me in the bathtub, are you? Whew, thank goodness. I must have mistaken you for someone else.
Meanwhile, Tubby talks about the sounds someone makes while they're drowning, and Stabby mentions how there were so many he lost track. So many what exactly? Well, we can come to our own conclusions there, but it's an ominous sentence to be sure. After speaking with each of these aptly named co-stars, we reunite with Sprinkles in the living room. Sprinkles asks our protagonist to solve a collection of hints by first locating them throughout the house with a tool dubbed the Flashbright, and then noting them down in our notebook. After we have located each of these hidden hints and sketched them down, we must sit in the solving seat to piece together a cryptic mystery. The clues are new showrunner, chainsaw, and mint, and piecing them together in this order reveals the following and rather unsettling image. The drawing here alludes to the new showrunner using a chainsaw to kill Mint the fox. We actually locate the chainsaw in question, a character named Soy, hidden within the house and only visible with the Flashbright. Soy makes the following chilling statement when questioned.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. is my friend?
After solving the clues and being congratulated by Sprinkles thereafter, the power in the house turns off and we are plunged into darkness. Sprinkles exclaims that she has said too much before being snatched away by an unseen antagonist, leaving only a trail of Sprinkles in her wake. As the power turns back on, the phone begins to ring, and as we answer, we hear a familiar voice.
Hello? Is someone there? If you can hear me, you need to leave right now. There should be a door in the laundry room that leads to the way out, but it needs a key. If you've made it this far and haven't found the key yet, you might need a special flash bright to find it.
Grant explains that we need to equip a secondary flash bright in order to reveal a hidden key within the house and unlock our escape route in the laundry room. Once we have located the key and used it to open the previously inaccessible door, we head into the darkness of a far creepier looking backstage area. Here we must switch between flash brights in order to reveal secret doors that allow us to progress further into the depths of this haunted house. It isn't long before we encounter a morbid sight, a phantom fox chowing down on the grisly remains of Sparkles. The fox quickly retreats into the shadows. Before long, these phantoms begin to tail our hapless hero through the halls of the house, and we must use the correct colour flash bright to reveal them, as well as clearing a path ahead. Eventually we reach an elevator that, for now, grants us a reprieve from the ferocious phantom foxes. The elevator leads down into a basement area deep below the house, and after navigating the darkness, we eventually locate a monstrous sight, a giant android version of Mint. Chapter 2 begins with a creepy dialogue from Android Mint, directed at our protagonist, before transitioning into another clip from the Mint's Hint show.
You don't know anything, do you? That's funny. How could you forget? You really are ruined beyond repair.
Alright, first day of filming the new season. It's good to be back, huh guys? Wait. Am I the only one here?
This clip is far less bright and happy than those seen before. Grant turns up to film for the first day of the new season, a season now under the creative control of Alistair Crumb. However, he discovers none of his foxy friends are anywhere to be found, and so sets out to try and find them after reading a troubling message from the new showrunner.
A note from the new showrunner. The show's been put on hold. Out with the old, in with the new. Out with the old? What is that supposed to mean? Are they replacing the foxes?
Back in the present day, we find ourselves standing before Android Mint, who is suspended by cables from the ceiling in a large room resembling a carnival. 4 big top tents surround us. Android Mint explains it's been 286 days since we last met, and we are then prompted to ask a series of questions.
What, you don't remember? I'm Mint, the star of Mint's Hints. You really don't remember, do you? I'm surprised. You were the showrunner. You may not have been in front of the cameras, but you kept things together behind the scenes. You wrote the show, kept things running, made the decisions. You were even more involved than Grant, the host himself. The producers trusted you with everything, until they replaced you.
Mint explains, as the former showrunner, she needs our help as she has been captured and contained by the ghosts inhabiting the abandoned set. She claims these ghosts attacked her and chained her up, stealing her power cores. Mint promises that if we help retrieve her power cores, she will aid us in our escape and protect us from the phantom foxes. Before this mission can begin, we must first get rid of the ghosts, and to do this we are told to collaborate with a character known as the Inventor, who has a ghost hunting device in his possession. And so, after restoring the power to the Inventor's quarters, it's time to embark on a ghost hunting mission and repair the currently immobile Mint. The inventor is a mushroom-themed character known as Fungi. He explains that he is working on a ghost hunting device. However, the ghosts in question have hidden the blueprints required to build it.
Ah yes, the ghost catching device. It was nearly complete, but the ghosts, those clever fiends, they hid the blueprints. They knew that if I finished it, they wouldn't stand a chance.
And so we must search around the room to locate 4 scraps that make up a complete blueprint and then return it to Fungi. To do this, we are handed a device known as the Spirit Snitcher. This tool requires us to switch between different coloured paw prints, each corresponding to one of the 4 coloured foxes from the show. This then reveals the hidden locations of each blueprint piece, which we can then hand back to the inventor for assembly.
Yeah, that looks like it'll work. I'll get it put together. It's finished. I call them the Polter Pipes.
The Snitcher also reveals the whereabouts of the mischievous ghosts in question, as we hunt them through the abandoned TV set. After revealing a phantom's location, we must then use our newly built polterpipes to whittle down their spirit energy, eventually capturing them. Each of these ghosts is tied to the circus tents found throughout Android Mint's room, and by capturing them, the tents unlock and grant us access to painting portals found inside. Once all 4 of the fox spirits have been contained within the ghost hunting device, it's time to start exploring the tent portals, on a mission to retrieve Android Mint's power cores. The first painting is of the house we explored during Chapter 1. After teleporting back to the house through the painting, we notice a collection of gravestones have appeared. Each one features a paw print from one of the now deceased foxes who haunt the building. The house is dark and empty. It seems as though nothing can be done here, but as we leave, we are surprised by a new character.
A power core? And why might that be? Oh, I know where it is. I know exactly where it is. But tell me, why so eager to help Mint? Do you even know what you're getting yourself into?
Android Fuchsia berates us for trying to help his fellow robotic creation Mint. He cautions us about the dangers of handing over the power cores to Mint without fully understanding who or what she is. Regardless of this warning, Fuchsia explains he will hand over the power core he guards if we can locate and solve the 3 hints Android Mint has left behind. These hints will explain both who Mint is and what is going on here, allowing us to make a more informed decision as to whether to help her or not. Each of these hints are located within the worlds behind the other paintings. As we head back out of this portal, Zoe shows up to speak with us.
Have you heard of Alistair Crumb? Well, he's the new showrunner. The producers picked him to replace you, but he's bad news. Really bad news. He used me. He made me kill Mint. I didn't want to. I couldn't stop it. He controlled me, and now Mint's gone.
Zoe explains that Alistair Crumb is evil and used him to kill Mint, as well as building the android versions of Mint and Fuchsia. He explains we can't trust these robotic versions as they may share Alistair's murderous persona. Next up, we head to painting number 2, the racetrack. Here we meet up with a wrench named Ricky, who offers to trade the power core in his possession if we join him in a trolley cart race. And so we embark on a frantic race around Ricky's grocery cart themed racetrack. By beating Ricky, we are awarded the first of our 4 power cores, and are one step closer to repairing Android Mint. Painting number 3 transports us to the Fab Fab farm, where we meet another wacky character from the show, a scarecrow by the name of Fabian. Fabian reveals the key to his power core. We must tend to the crops on his farm by harvesting them with the tractor. Once this mundane task is complete, the power core is ours. The final painting teleports our hero to a desert island, where we encounter a treasure chest called Chester. Chester explains he was so hungry that he ate the last power core, however he will give it up in return for something else to fill his proverbial belly. a selection of gold coins. To gather these coins, we must take a rowboat out to 3 separate islands and complete the obstacle course found on each one. Running this gauntlet rewards us with the coins required to satiate Chester's ravenous appetite, and in return we are handed the 3rd core. Before we continue the story, it's important to discuss a series of secret tapes, each one discoverable within one of the painting portals we travel through to retrieve Android Mint's cores. These tapes explain the disturbing backstory of the TV show after Alistair Crumb took over, and the fate of its cast and crew. They are also the hints Fuchsia alluded to, required in order to obtain the power core in his possession. Tape 1 follows Grant as he continues his search for the other cast members. He encounters Fun Guy, who explains he is an animatronic built to replace Grant on the show.
Whoa! What are you supposed to be?
Me? I am you. Or rather, I was designed to be you, your replacement.
What? That doesn't make any sense. What do you mean you're my replacement?
What, you're out of the loop? The producers are gonna transform the entire cast into androids, including you. I was created to fill your role once you were no longer needed. A perfect android version to ensure the show ran seamlessly.
Fun Guy explains that the producers plan on eliminating Grant and then using his body parts on his android replacement. However, Fun Guy reassures Grant that he is happy in the body he has and decides to join him on his quest to save the other cast members. It isn't long before they discover the phantom version of Mint, and Grant vows to make the company pay for what they did.
Promise. We'll find a way to help you. We won't let you stay trapped like this.
I want to help free them too.
Then let's give them some peace. They deserve that much. We won't forget you, Mint. We're gonna fight for you and make them pay for what they did.
Tape 2 continues to explain the dark plans Alistair Crumb and the other producers had for future Mint's Hints episodes. Grant discovers a computer compiling scripts that included his lines from the show. The scriptwriter AI in question was once a human writer and the original creator of the show called Amelia, who Fun Guy informs us has now been converted into an android devoid of human emotion.
I am Amelia, version 2.
Amelia?
She's already been converted, like the others. They've tied her mind to these machines and forced her to keep writing for an eternity, free of charge. She's not the same person anymore. I'm sorry.
I was created to ensure the continuity of the show in a format that no longer requires human actors or crew.
Amelia tells us that the human workers had become too costly, and this is the reason why the producers started to replace them with machine replicas. Fun Guy explains that if they reset Amelia's program, she will be free of a producer's control, and as she is not inherently evil, will then be able to aid them in their quest to thwart the company's cruel plans once she awakens.
You can do that? Reset her?
Yes, a factory reset will erase the producer's current commands to write scripts. She'll have a fresh start. It's not a complete solution, but it's a chance, at least.
Then do it. She deserves that chance. When you wake up, Amelia, you won't be alone in this. You won't have to live like this anymore. We're gonna help you get out of here. We'll all escape this place together.
Tape 3 shows us Grant discovering Mint in a secret laboratory, who is now submerged in a strange liquid and attached to her android form. They discover documents that explain the transformation process, stripping the mascots of their emotions, kindness, and personality. Grant decides to call the police for assistance, but they refuse to believe his tall tale, and so he and Fun Guy decide they must put an end to things themselves.
If you don't act now, more lives are gonna be lost. Do you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Look, I don't know what you're up to, but I can't help you with some wild conspiracy theory. If this is some kind of publicity stunt, I'd stop now before it gets out of hand. Here, I need real cases, not ghost stories.
Heh, fools. If they're that incompetent, we never needed them anyway. Don't worry, because we'll find another way.
You're right. We can't give up. We'll put an end to this one way or another.
We deliver the first free power cores to Android Mint, who thanks us and explains that Android Fuchsia may not be trustworthy, as no one down here is as they seem.
Let me guess. Fuchsia. Always so cryptic, isn't he? Trust me, I've heard his little riddles before. Let me give you a hint of my own. Nothing here is as simple as it seems.
Android Mint reassures our protagonist that they can trust her, and urges them to collect the final core so she can help them escape this nightmare. Heading back to their house, our protagonist reunites with Android Fuchsia, and with the free Mint's hints in hand, they are able to piece together the mystery explaining exactly what happened to the cast and crew of the original show. As revealed in the tapes, we discover the new showrunners, led by Alistair Crumb, took the staff of the Mint's Hint show and converted them into androids, all in a bid to save on production costs. Fuchsia then poses the question, knowing that she may be dangerous, do we still choose to help Android Mint by returning the cores to her?
Interesting. You'd give a monster the chance to be more than what she was made for. Admirable, if not foolish. But who am I to stand in the way of redemption? If you're so determined, I won't stop you. But remember, showrunner, once you take it, there's no turning back. Every choice you've made will lead to its consequence.
We decide to help Mint, believing she deserves a second chance, and so Fuchsia tells us to meet him in the air vent outside the house, where he will deliver the final core to us. Heading through the open vent, the protagonist finds themselves within the secret laboratory, where Fuchsia awaits their arrival. We discover this android version of Fuchsia has been in cahoots with Android Mint the entire time, and the both of them are working against us. He already handed over the core to Mint, and she is now fully operational. Android Fuchsia goes on to explain that we are indeed the reborn android version of the original showrunner Amelia, reset by Grant and Fungi as seen in the tapes earlier.
Oh, you want the truth? Fine. You're not even human anymore, Amelia. You're a husk. I devoured your insides, every last piece of them, and now you're just another android walking around, pretending to matter. Those guts of yours, delicious. But now, I'm curious about your skin. I wonder if it's as tender as the rest of you.
Before Fuchsia can pounce, Soy shows up to aid Amelia in the fight. As the crazed robotic fox chases her around the lab, Amelia is able to damage him by throwing Soy into both the animatronic and surrounding hazards. After a long battle, Amelia finally brings down Fuchsia.
So, this is how it ends, huh? After everything I've done for you, this is my reward? You never deserved my help. You were too naive, too trusting. I was right all along. Pray these flames do their job, because if they don't, I'll crawl back, and when I do, I'll devour you whole. You'll regret this, Amelia, just like everyone does in the end.
Returning to the surface, Amelia bids Soy farewell, but promises to return once they have tracked down and defeated Android Mint. They then head back to the room where Mint was contained, and discover the animatronic has escaped into the hatch, leading further into the depths of the abandoned TV studio. Down this hole, and through a maze of corridors, Amelia eventually discovers another videotape. The tape reveals that Grant and Fungi discovered Android Mint, but knew she would be almost indestructible, and so they had to try and trick her by having Fungi pretend he was her ally. Hence why he was seen working as her inventor when we first made his acquaintance.
What if we trick the androids into thinking you're on their side? Yeah, make them think that you're gonna capture the ghost for them, but it'll actually be our way of getting them to safety.
You mean I pretend to be on her side and help her capture the ghosts, but then we just transport them somewhere safe instead?
Exactly.
By trapping the ghosts, Fungi and Grant then planned to get them to safety and away from the danger Android Mint posed. Grant then secretly working behind the scenes to aid Amelia after she woke. After playing the tape, Amelia encounters Fungi, who sets free the ghosts of the original Fox cast.
I'm going to set the ghosts free. They've suffered long enough. Through the sewers, they can escape safely, far away from the androids, the producers, all of this. You were their protector once, Amelia. As the showrunner, you and the Foxes were inseparable. It's fitting that you're the one to help them find peace. Look, Amelia. They can't speak, but they feel it. They know who you are and what you've done for them. They're grateful to you for everything, for standing by them then and now. You've done more for them than anyone else ever would. You gave them what was stolen from them, Amelia. You brought them peace. They'll never forget you.
Fungi explains there is more work still to do. 2 more Foxes must be freed from the clutches of the android producers. But just as he explains the next step in their master plan, a new ghost shows up. The ghost of Amelia.
It's you. It's your...
And with that, we come to the end of this video and the story of Mint Hints Chapter 1 and 2 explained. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it both entertaining and informative. If you did, remember to leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for more horror-related content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.